This is Roxana Radulescu, a Canadian training, coaching, and consulting company working with emerging leaders to help them build their people and leadership skills muscles so that they become dream bosses, build dream teams, and dream businesses. In this video, we are going to talk about millennial superpowers. I work a lot with millennial leaders, so let's get to it. Number one superpower that they have, the entrepreneurial mindset. A lot of millennial leaders are entrepreneurs, and if they don't have anything on the side hustle, if they don't have their own business, they have an entrepreneurial mindset that they use in the workplace. This comes with a lot of flexibility, a lot of opportunities and vision, and knowing what they want, knowing where they want to go, and going for those opportunities that they have. So, entrepreneurial mindset is a superpower that if you're working with a millennial, you have to know that they have it. If you're a millennial, you need to know that you have it. Second one is millennials are open to learn. They have a thirst for learning, and for them learning is not just formal. It doesn't happen just in classrooms or in schools. It happens all around them, and what that gives them is the kind of growth mindset that we expect from leaders, the kind of growth mindset that we want from everybody who is a thought leader in their industry, who is leading a team. Because what that does is that helps us grow everyone around them exponentially. So, being open to learn means adaptability and flexibility. And then the third one, positive reinforcement. Millennials thrive on positive reinforcement. Actually, they were the ones who used positive reinforcement in their parenting, and they brought positive reinforcement in the workplace. In other words, what are your strengths? What are you good at? What is the value that you're bringing? And how can we make the best out of it so that you feel good about what you're doing and so that we get the results that we want to get? So they do thrive on that. And when you work with millennials, just make sure that you don't over criticize them, but rather emphasize what is it that they do well? What is it that they're great at? And if you're a millennial, know that this is what you're doing and this is how you're leading others and how you're leading others in your professional and personal life through positive reinforcement. This is huge. This is such a great example of the change in the leadership style that we're witnessing right now. Let's get to it. First one is set clear goals. If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to know how to get there? Remember, there's this quote from Alice in Wonderland. She talks to the Cheshire Cat, and she asks the cat when she reaches a fork in a road. And Alice asks the cat, "Which way do I need to go?" And the cat asks, "Well, where do you want to go?" And Alice says, "I don't know where I want to go." And so the cat says, "Then it doesn't matter which path you choose." Same goes for us, people. So, whenever you look at doing something in the future, know exactly where it is you want to go. Start with the end in mind and then figure out the path that you need to choose to get you there. If you don't know where you're going, the path is not going to show up. Second, don't wait. Do not wait for permission to develop yourself. Do not wait for others to tell you that you are talented, that you make a great leader, that you are a high performer, that you are a high potential. Do not wait for other people to tell you who and what you are or are not. Decide once you have that vision and that goal, decide where you want to go and decide what you can start doing for yourself your development, your growth as a leader, your growth as a professional in your industry. Decide what you want to do to get you there. And then, third, lead different. And by that, I mean you're already changing the leadership paradigm. You're already moving towards that leadership model where the leader is not isolated at the top. Don't isolate yourself. Don't think that if you're leading, then you have to be all knowing and all powerful. It doesn't work this way, and you know it because you're changing it. So aim to lead different, have this intention to lead different, and see how you're a different leader, what your style is, understand what you can do differently for others, and have the courage to take the next step to lead different. This is a great question. I get it a lot, so let's get to it. First things first, purpose and values. If you're looking at hiring millennials right now, just know that they're very big on knowing what your purpose as a company, as an organization is, and what are your values. And because they also know exactly what their purpose is and what their values are. They're very self aware. And if you're a millennial, you know that. If you are not self aware, then think about it, because most of the millennials are. They think about what their purpose is, they know their value, they know their values, and they're looking to align to the company purpose and values. So if you're looking to hire them, just know that they're very big on purpose, they're very big on values, and you'd better be able to convey this message, let them know what these are, so that you know whether or not you align and whether or not you can actually work together successfully long term. Second best, and actually I can decide between purpose and values and flexibility. I cannot stress this enough. Flexibility is huge. Those workplaces that don't offer flexibility, they're going to lose a lot of talent, because there are going to be very many other companies that are going to offer flexibility. And this is what millennials go for. They want to be the masters of their lives. They're the ones who brought in the work-life balance concept in the workplace, because actually for them, life, and I absolutely believe that life is both work and home. They want to have that balance. They want to have the flexibility. And this is what they appreciate in the organization that they are working with. Third thing is appreciation and inclusion. Because millennials know what value they're bringing in any kind of workplace, they want to be appreciated and they want to feel included. The more you include them in the conversation and the more you appreciate the value that they bring, the better they will feel and the more they will keep contributing. Ignore them and you're losing talent that can really boost the results that you're off after as an organization. So appreciation and inclusion, because if I'm not included, how appreciated can I really feel? Now, there are many things that millennials are doing right already as team members because they are very collaborative. So, the first one that I would emphasize here in this video is learn how to express differences of opinion. What I find is because millennials are very big on positive reinforcement, they are pretty uncomfortable with giving negative feedback or with disagreeing or with managing or handling conflict. You have to learn how to get comfortable with this, with giving negative feedback, with letting people know what doesn't work and what would work instead. Look at it from a different perspective. It doesn't have to mean that you're ending the relationship with them right then just because you gave them some negative feedback. No, what that means is that you can take that relationship to the next step and improve it just by agreeing of what needs to change so that that professional relationship works for both of you. Number two is think of yourself as a role model. I find that a lot of millennial leaders, because they are lifelong learners, they look at themselves from this perspective of the mentee. They're perpetual mentees or coachees, and they don't look at themselves as in the mentor role or in the coach role. And you're actually very good at that. And you have to understand you're 50% of the workforce already. And you have the next generation of Gen Zs coming right after. So you are actually a role model to them. You're a role model to other generations ahead of you, like the Gen Xers or the Xennials, the ones that are in between the Millennials and the Gen X. So think about yourself as a role model as well as somebody who is continuously learning. That's fine. But just know that you're also passing knowledge and experience to others around you. And that's great. And third, keep asking why and why not. What we're seeing, the changes that we're seeing in the workplace today, happened because people like you and millennials in particular came into the workforce and they started asking questions. Why do we have this procedure? Why do we have this framework? Why are we doing that? And what are we not pursuing this other idea? Keep doing that, because especially in these post-pandemic times, this is essential to make sure that all of our processes and procedures that we have in place actually serve the people that work in that organization, so that those people can serve the clients as well. Now, and a lot of millennials do that and choose this because they are entrepreneurial in mind. So let's see what the top tips are. First of all, decide on your why. And I would say here also decide on your why not. So, of course, you're excited about new opportunities, you're excited about the idea of being independent, you're very big and focused on freedom and choices and having opportunities and options. But understand what your why is, what your drivers are, what your motivation is, and also understand your why not. Why not work for somebody else? And why are you deciding that you want to be an independent contractor? This is going to be essential because this helps you set your vision, set your direction, set your goals, so that then you can understand what your paths are to achieve them. And then, number two, put yourself first. And I get this second because if you put yourself first without knowing your why, that's not going to get you anywhere. But understand that putting yourself first means that you're filling your cup so you can actually share with others as well. Putting yourself first is, first of all, understanding how you work best, what kind of leader you are, working on your skills, working to improve yourself, becoming more self aware. It means a lot of self management, it means a lot of discipline, it means a lot of work on yourself, sometimes by yourself, so that you can also serve others. And that comes with an understanding that if you put yourself first, that's the best way in which you can share more with others. You can't pour from an empty cup. So you have to be able to fill your cup. There's such a big difference between the employee mindset and the entrepreneurial mindset, which you have. But understand that to be successful independently, that comes with a lot of work that you have to do on yourself. Leadership skills, people skills, emotional intelligence, all that plethora of skills that build your profile. So, first of all, don't isolate yourself. Why I'm saying that? A lot of brilliant minds and hearts, professionals that want to be industry leaders in their field, feel awkward, especially if you're at the beginning. You think, yeah, okay, I'm there to learn, I'm there to develop. But then I sit in a corner somewhere by myself and I look at all of those resources, sometimes feeling overwhelmed and exhausted and not knowing exactly where to start. So don't isolate yourself means go network, talk to people, let people know who you are, what you can do, learn from them in other environments, learn from more experienced people, put yourself out there, because the more people know what you can do, the better for you, the fastest the growth. Nobody grew in isolation. All of those leaders that you might be admiring, they might be self made because they decided to grow themselves as leaders. They decided they're going to put themselves in the company of other leaders and other people that they can learn from. They didn't stay isolated on their island. And especially right now, as we work in this spider web with people from across the globe, isolating yourself is going to be harder and is going to mean that it takes you so much longer to grow in your career. So don't do that. And that goes hand in hand with number two, don't wait. Do not wait for other people to give you the opportunities. Do not wait for other people to see your talent. Do not wait for other people to notice your strengths and to value you or to give you permission to grow, to go for those dreams, to go for those goals. Don't wait. Decide what it is that you want to do and then start taking actions to get you there. But don't wait for other people to tell you what to do, where you should be going, and how you should be doing things. And then third, keep learning. We are not living in that time and space anymore, in that era where people expected that we're going to be walking and talking encyclopedias. No one is. Things change at such a fast pace that if we just think that, okay, this is it, this is what I learned, this is what I specialized in, and that's going to take me far away, it doesn't work this way anymore. Things change almost overnight. So keep learning, keep having that growth mindset, because that is going to allow you to adapt faster, to embrace change, and to work with change rather than feel depleted and exhausted because of the fast pace of change. So don't isolate yourself, don't wait, and keep learning.